What Nali means to me personally, it means a lot. It really does mean a lot because I lived in California for 8 years and I didn't see the Latino camaraderie over there that I see here in the East Coast. So it means a lot to me personally. Professionally, it means a lot as well because I get to network and I get to speak to all of my peers who are here doing amazing things, who are making projects, who are creating strides for themselves. This is becoming a pillar in our community that we're not seeing in Hollywood because they don't understand, and California does not believe that we exist. And so to be here and for it to be as successful as it is goes to prove and show that we are talented and that Latinos are way more than a stereotype.
All I have to offer is words. Just words. 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 Words.
Nobody cares.
What's going on, my beautiful peoples? Welcome to part 2 of the New York Latino Film Festival episode, where we've been interviewing hosts that have covered the red carpet over the last 25 years. For the first time, we held virtual conversations. First and foremost, every single person I spoke to deserves their own episode in their own right. As hard as I try to keep these conversations within about 15 minutes, it was fucking impossible. Everyone had so many wonderful stories. They had amazing projects going on right now. I kept wanting to learn more about them, so easily the conversations will go on for an hour. And I know this for a fact because I was rocking the free Zoom conversation, and it would cut off like every however long that free session goes on for. Editing was a whole nother story. As much as I wanted to keep our conversations, I had to remember the task at hand, which was to talk about the festival. So shout out to Jonathan Calixto, Angel Fabian Rivera, Ronnie Castro, Annalisa Velez, Jen Pinto. I appreciate y'all for taking the time to jump on the call. Also, on top of that, I had 2 previous hosts that I had scheduling conflicts with, but they were polite enough to shoot over a couple of videos. So I appreciate y'all very much, Eliana Reyes and Rachel La Loca. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you very much. Today, I'm fortunate enough to have as our special guest, former host of the New York Latino Film Festival. And my bad, I definitely lost my notes. But yo, the odds of your name being Calixto, it's another whole thing. But who we got on deck? My brother Jonathan Calixto.
Hey, thank you for having me, and glad to be experimenting here, the virtual side of all this. So thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. What year were you on as a host for the New York Latino Film Festival?
Yeah, I was on 2022.
Okay. So,
yeah,
like
a little bit ending pandemic time.
I was about to say, yeah, like when the world is deep, trying to get back to normal.
Dika, for sure.
And what was that experience like? Or matter of fact, how did you even get into it? How did you get the gig? You know, what made you want to be a host? Were you hosting before that?
Yeah, so funny enough, I was doing a little bit of like reflecting, just kind of my journey with the New York Latino Film Festival, and actually in 2020 is when I first started to work with them just as like a panelist. They brought me on to do one of their digital social activism panels, again during pandemic time, so everything was super virtual on YouTube. But at the time, talking about being a queer Latino journalist, kind of speaking about different topics at that time, and then in 2020.
Now that shit is saturated.
Saturated, but it's important. No, it's very important. But after that time, I mean, continue to do the work. And then in 2022, or like leading up to that season of the festival, I saw kind of the application go up, and I had a fraternity brother who had participated in previous years. At the time, I was doing a little bit of hosting here and there, but just trying to, again, get my feet wet, get kind of more experience doing the thing. And I applied and thankfully had the opportunity to co-host with my incredible co-host, Eliana Reyes, as well.
Oh, sweet. Shout out to Eliana.
Shout out to Eliana. Yeah. Really, really cool experience.
I think I got her like Friday. She just like lost her phone and all that shit. She went through like a whole thing.
No, she's gonna be amazing to talk to for sure.
And yeah, so when that the first time you ever did something along those lines of a red carpet experience and all that?
Yeah, it was the first time for sure doing it in this capacity of where you were just getting a bunch of talent kind of at once and such a quick turnaround and doing it for like a few hours a day. So I would say that part was very, very new. But at the same time, it was super exciting. I think I got to work on a lot of the skills that I use now
Mm.
then. And then also to be a part of something that was literally highlighting the community, by Latinos put together, we were Latinos being on the carpet, interviewing other Latinos, talent from producers to actors. So it was very beautiful to be in that space. And I think that doesn't happen as often.
This time around, I have the honor of actually interviewing a host that I was collaborating with during the year that they were hosting the red carpet, which was last year. So I don't have to ask that question at least. Everybody else thinking, so what year did you do it? No, this year, with this host, I know it was the hot year 2024 last year. I'm still fresh on that. But who we got on deck? My brother, Angel Fabian Rivera.
Wait. Yeah. Yes.
Hasta te tiro bomba.
Sí. De todo un poquito de todo. A little bit of everything, man. I love that. Thank you so much for this. And like you said, 2024, that was last year. I'm fresh out of the oven, man.
Before you did that, like, were you hosting before? Like, were you doing that kind of stuff?
Actually, that was my first experience being host and interviewing and asking questions. Last year was actually a year of more of like me rediscovering myself. I mean, finding out that I could do other things than just act. And I've been an actor for 10 years now, but hosting was something that was like, oh, we should give it a try. And the experience that the New York Latino Film Festival gave me was just like, now I do it, thanks to that, now I'm doing it. So I'm so grateful for the experience and everything that happened.
Are you based out of Atlanta? Is that what it is? Or
yeah, so I'm based out in Atlanta, and for some reason I got to New York. Things happen.
Te tiraste pa' acá.
No, see, it was a crazy thing, but I was just like, this is a one in a lifetime experience. And before that, I only heard things about the New York Latino Film Festival, but I wasn't even, I never went there as an actor or as a normal, person. I would say
A normal
as a
person.
normal audience. So I was like, I need to find out what it's all about. And I remember, during August, a friend of mine was actually the one who sent me the audition for the hosting part. And I was like, should I give this a try? And she was like, you should do it. And I'm like, but this is in New York. But you never know, and weeks later I was there.
Yeah. Do they, just out of like curiosity, this is not something I'm aware of their budget, but do they pay at least for like the room and board or not? Dude, that's out of pocket.
That's the first thing they told me, man. And they were very clear with that, and I was very clear with that at the beginning. But I was like, you know what? I have family in New York,
Okay.
so for me that wasn't a problem. And for me, it was like, you know what? Why the heck not? Is you're still paying me good, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna throw myself and do it.
Nice. But like today, who we got on deck and this moment is Ronnie Castro. So I just quick question. What was the year that you were hosting?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come on here and speak, man, and collaborate anytime I hear anything with involved with Nyla, bro. I'm always excited and jump to the gun, man. Calypso has been a brother to mine, a mentor of mine for a couple of years now. So I'm grateful and honored to be here with you, Ron, 100%, man.
Appreciate
Wow.
you, brother.
So first year I hosted, bro, that was 2019.
Okay. Oh, so damn, like right before the pandemic.
Yeah, right before the pandemic. 2019 was my first carpet at AMC in Times Square, brother. And I remember like it was yesterday. I bought my first full-fledged suit for this. I bought some new shoes. I had to schedule my haircut in advance, make sure that nothing happened. Like, brother, it was a trip, but it was incredible, bro. It amazing.
Did you get a fucking new outfit for every day that week, or?
Bro, so you know what? I'm gonna tell you later. I didn't for that year. For the pandemic year, every single day I had a new outfit.
Oh, so you hosted both? You hosted back to back?
Technically, I would say it's a 3-peat.
No way.
We can go into that one as well too, but
No. Tell me. Yeah. So hold on. I haven't heard many like back to backs or any of that. So, a matter of fact, before we even jump into all that, how did it? Like, are you a host? Are you always into your hosting bag, or was it something you just jumped into? I'll fuck it.
No, brother. Thank you, man. It's a great question. So honestly, to like reel it all back, basically, I've been wanting to be a host, man, since I was like 14, 13, bro. It all started, honestly.
Way.
Yeah, man. I used to want to. I was studying to be a correspondent my entire life. It all started when I was. I will never forget the day, bro. I literally tell this story all the time. I was in 8th grade, coming home from school. Random day, I think it was like a random Tuesday. I'm flipping through the channels, and I've never been on BET before, right? So I'm scrolling through. I land on BET by accident because I think I was looking for a different channel, whatever. I scroll, and 106 in Park appears. And when I see 106 in Park, I click on it. I'm like, okay, what's this? Like, it looks like a little like a TRL musical countdown. Like I knew what a TRL was from back in the day. I'm like, all right, cool. So I start, watching the show, that episode, and I see Terrence J and Roxy, and immediately it pulled me in. And after weeks and kind of like months went by, I started to kind of see the show. I found out it was Monday through Friday, after I got out of school. So once I like the rest of 8th grade and then into freshman year of high school, I started to like religiously watch it. And I realized very early on that it wasn't just obviously the musical aspect about it and having the celebrity zone and the interviews and stuff like that, but it was more so the art of hosting itself. Like I was very keen on Terrence's body language, his movements, his vocabulary, his expressions, how he would talk, the questions, same as Roxy. And so I kind of started to become obsessed in a way, very obsessed, not in a way, very obsessed. And I started to kind of mimic and watch and just say, damn, like, what is this? What career path is this? And how do I become him? Like, how do I do what he's doing?
At fucking 8th grade?
About 8th. This is happening in 8th grade. And this is like the beginning of 8th grade. I'm not even like midway through the year. This is like random beginning of 8th grade, like October-ish.
That's
bro. Like,
wild, man.
I swear to you, buddy. So technically I was still 13 because my birthday's in January. So it was like 13 crossing the 14, bro. I kid you not.
Mad props. I mean, just so even for you to even have that, mindset to say, oh, not only is this cool, but to say, yo, how can I do that? It's not why that's next level shit. So good for you, brother.
Yeah, man. It was. I felt like, I don't know. When you just get that, like those butterflies and that gut feeling when something just feels right, it feels solid, and it just starts making sense. It started making sense to me from that point. So it was just something I, again, like obsessively became. I became incredibly obsessed with, and it was funny because at this point I'm in Newark, New Jersey, and then for high school I didn't go to high school in Newark. I literally moved. And people say up the block, but I literally moved like right next door to a township called Belleville in Essex County. And unknowing to myself, I moved into a township where Belleville High School had a huge mass communication program. And we had a television studio and the equipment was provided by ABC.
Oh, shit, man. That's a fucking win.
They were focused on media production and just the whole film and TV arts around that. So as soon as, kid you not, I didn't know. So that same first month of school, I'm like walking the hallways, and I tell you, brother, I can't make this up. It sounds like a movie. I'm looking for the bathroom, and I see this long corridor with giant blue doors and these glass like little squares cutouts. And I peek through, and I see the whole mass comm studio. I see the cameras, I see the boards, control, everything, bro. I knock in there, I go in there, and I start yapping away at like 14 years old. Like, yo, what is this? Oh my God, this is so cool. And me metí fool, like.
Yo, fucking get in where you fit in. And today, who we have on deck is our special guest, Annalisa Velez. Wait, where my horns at? Where's everything?
What's up, guys? Annalisa here. Nice to meet you. What am I? What am I into? I am into creating whatever is coming through my vessel at the moment.
Man, that's deep. You're already like fucking dropping bombs off the fucking rip. God damn.
yeah. I don't know. God is very, very funny. I feel like the past 2 years he's been preparing me for something, and I've been able to like sit and just write different projects, which I'm super excited about, and then like helping out other friends in their projects and diving into music and songwriting. So I'm like very excited for this upcoming year. And for October, and just that's kind of what I'm doing.
When you say upcoming year, are you referring to like the remainder of 2025, or are you already looking at 2026? Because legit, I was today looking at this fucking calendar, and I'm already like having to plan for January, and I already feel like I'm late.
No, I know what you're saying. I do mean the end of this year, because I'm really excited. I feel we're gonna be dropping a few projects, so I'm very excited about that.
Okay.
I'm also talking about like the year to come, because I've been like sowing those seeds, so I'm just ready for them to just pop and for the world to get a taste of it. So yeah.
Are you mainly more focused in music? Is that what you're looking forward to for the upcoming projects, or?
No. I mean, music, yes. Like I have been writing like different pilots, films, shows, verticals. But I'm also working on syncing all my own projects. So I'm literally working on the music for that too. And then just my own personal music, my own artist music. So it's it's interesting. It's interesting. And then I also, you try to write for your friends, you try to write for other people. And that's always exciting, because you become better at the pen. And I mean, songwriting is just storytelling, So yeah.
Festival. What year were you hosting?
Oh my God, I don't even know. It's gotta be like, I don't know, 2015. I can go on my Instagram and find out. It was a while ago. A minute.
So you're talking about 10 years ago at this point, right? Because it's 2025.
Yeah, probably.
A whole fucking decade.
Yeah, like I remember Leo. I don't know if you know Leo. He hit me and was like, "Hey, do you want to host?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I love hosting." I met Ruben Blades. I met Ale Maldonado. Like it was insane. Like I went back to my dad. I'm like, "Dad, guess what? Oh my God, hell no!" My dad's a salsero. Like he makes music too. And so I was just like, "Dude, like, can you believe?" He's like, "Hell no!" So. It was really cool, It was really, I had never been in a space where Latinos were just like killing it and like bigging each other up and be like, "Yo, what are you doing? I bet I'm gonna come through this," and da 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 da. And it was inspiring, Like one of my favorite film is Raising Victor Vargas. And that was actually, I think they had their premiere at New York Latino Film Festival. And so I was like, yo, for me to be here, that was crazy.
So the way you got it, you just reached out to Leo.
I think Leo hit me up. I don't remember if it was me reaching out to him or he reached out to me, because I also used to host many shows. And so he was like, "Oh, do you want to do this?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like a no-brainer.
Oh, so you were just like a host personality back, I guess, 10 years ago, back in the day, as you said.
I've always been into acting, but I loved, honestly, at that time in my life, I really needed motivation. So I would do like motivational posts and stuff. And then I also had Mirror Talks, which was like talking straight to camera for Instagram. Then I had Lisa Lessons, which was for YouTube. And like, I would bring in different people and be like, "Yo, teach me what you learned this week." And then I also had School for Legends, which was an off-Broadway show that I would do at Cherry Lane Theater. And I would bring like different artists and give them a prompt to work off of. And then we had a beatboxer and a singer to improvise with them.
Coño. That's
it was cool. I'm gonna make that into a TV show. Nick Cannon, what's up?
And in this particular moment, in this specific second, who we have on deck, the lovely, the phenomenal Jen Pinto.
Thank you guys for having me.
So, what year were you the host of the New York Latino Film Festival?
Okay.
Now that question
Okay.
seems so diminished,
Well,
given
the crazy
everything
part
that you said.
is that when you guys hit me up, I'm like, yo, this is crazy how time goes. Because I'm like, yo, I was 20, that was like 20 years ago. Yeah, because I was like 22, 23 years old at the time. So do the math, because I can right now. I got mommy brain.
So are you
So what year was
43,
that?
44?
No, that was like, I'm 43.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So,
43. But yeah, that was an amazing experience. I was at the
20,
time.
20 years ago was their 5th year.
No, I did it on their 10 year.
You
I
did
think
on
that's
the
the one I hosted, the 10 year,
Oh, so 10
if I'm
years
not
ago.
mistaken.
Wait, so
I guess it's either the 5th or the 10th. It was a major one. I know that. That I know. Awesome. And no, that was awesome. Who put me on? Shout out to Juan Bago. Known him for forever, basically. But he put me onto that gig, and that was really, really awesome. Because at the time I was hosting, I was pursuing my acting career, and that was just a beautiful time to just engage with other actors, other producers, other directors that I looked up to. Not only that, it was a Latino film festival. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience, and I felt like it helped me a lot also just in my career as far as in there was a skit that they had me do about this girl pitching a show, and I was like hilarious, and I didn't realize so many people saw it.
I'm mad you gave yourself props. I was hilarious.
Listen,
Hey, Spike Lee. No, Papa, I'm in the HBO thing. I got this great idea for a movie, right? Spectacular, superstar, fabulous, honey. It's about this girl, and she's from the Bronx. It's gonna be sexy. She has split personalities. She's Puerto Rican and Dominican. She's a Dominican, and she has special powers. Everybody thinks like she's crazy, right? But then they don't realize that she wants to be a nun. That's not her. Have you ever seen that? I don't think so. Every major studio is after this. It has salsa, ding, 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 hip hop. Are you listening to me? Because I can make you listen to me, all right? The movie is about this girl, right? And she's really, really sexy. I don't mean like myself or anything like that, you know what I mean? All right, listen, either you take it or you leave it. Let me know now. I'm a busy woman. I got stuff to do. Please. This is not a movie, all right? This is a movement.
The New York International Latino Film Festival. Watch yourself. July 22nd through July 27, 2008. Tickets on sale now at www.newyorklatinofilm.com.
What was there a moment that like you were caught off guard, or was it fucking super seamless for you?
Oh man, artists are funny. Sometimes you get an award and it's trying to talk to somebody on the red carpet. It can be the most intimidating thing possible. And then sometimes if they only speak a certain language, you're like, oh Lord, okay. But I think the coolest moment, and this was like me doing my hosting stuff on the side, older gentleman, I don't even want to cry, but like he had just seen this film and we had just seen it. And it was, I don't remember which one it was, but he was so ecstatic, and he was like dancing outside, waiting for the actors, waiting for the director. And I was like, yo, this is why we do this. Like very, very rarely do we see like Latino cast, Latino directors, writers and them like get their flowers, not on some like, it was so cool to watch. And I remember like recording it, and like, unfortunately the volume, like it's muted on my phone, but his joy, his like genuine joy. And like to think that like people from that time open those doors for us, like that to me is, and then they can actually see the fruits of their labor is beyond joyful. You got me out here like teary-eyed and whatnot. But yeah, it was so cool. It was so cool because it's like, sometimes our elders get forgotten. It's like, yo, do you remember that they had to like fight to get us in these rooms? That's important.
That's real.
So you're definitely the one that caught me off guard was Farruko, man. I'm a big fan of music, and so when I kind of like saw, obviously, I think like seeing the Entourage and seeing seeing everything that was going on, and just like first time I guess really being in front of like an iconic figure of that magnitude. It was just so much going on when he was, when he was like stepping forward, and then they were saying at the beginning he wasn't gonna walk, then he was, then he wasn't, then he was, then out of nowhere, Ronnie, get ready, bro, prop up, and I'm like, and his publicist is like, yo, you got like 1 minute, you gotta shoot some questions, like, what do you want to ask him? I'm like, diablo, okay, and I just, brother, and at that point, Ron, I've always been fluent in Spanish, right? My mother, Dominican mom, right? No English, right? Grew up, bilingual by force, right? You leave the house, you open the door of the house, English, you come back in Spanish, that's it, right? But that caught me so off guard that it's almost as if I forgot how to speak Spanish, right? And so when I was holding that mic and then holding it to him and like shaking the nerves, I didn't even know if I was really talking Spanish at that point, bro. Like, I felt myself like almost talking Chinese. And I told myself, I said, if I'm gonna use this clip, thank God for editing, man. I'm about to chop this up, screw, highlight one word. I'm like, Faruko, brother, I hope you never see me again. Like, yo, bro, like it was crazy, bro. Like I was oh my God.
Yeah, yo no, tú sabo inglés?
From that day on, I put my big boy pants on and I started putting the Spanish dictionary hard. I told myself, there's no way we're not about to do this. There's no, we need to go. But yeah, man, that was I think the biggest surprise and kind of off guard moment of that night. Honestly, man, that whole week, it's funny. I was keeping tally on how many people, because I was so excited, right? It was such a new opportunity. It was my first time being on an actual carpet, getting to do the thing that I was fantasizing and dreaming about and praying to God for since I was 14, 13, right? So I started to keep a tally to see how many interviews I was doing that week. And by the end of the festival, I tallied up 280.
El diablo.
280 interviews, bro. That whole, from the day one up to the last day, the last second. Bro.
You spoke to 280 motherfuckers within that time period?
Yeah, it was so many people that came by, bro. Like 19. It was hot, like, bro. I'm telling you, like, because mind you, we were also at multiple different locations. And then, bro, I think everybody who just came had a moment on the carpet. Like
That's
it was
wild.
There was an interview and a moment, whether it was one question or 17, everybody got a slot. So I had to and then you had somebody at the end where at least at AMC, like cue cards up of like the next person. It was just, yeah, bro. I couldn't believe it too, bro. I was like, yeah, it was definitely, yeah, bro. It was a lot of people, bro. It was a lot of people, bro. It was a lot. Like I was just trying to count how many people I even spoke to with a mic. It was a lot.
When you did the New York Latino Film Festival, did you see that as an opportunity también to maybe work or collaborate with any of the other filmmakers or anything like that?
Oh, totally, 100%, man. Like while interviewing people, something that really stuck with me, let me tell you, it was just hearing the stories of everyone. Like people don't know this, but people think, oh, it's a festival. It's just a festival. It's just films, right? But the excitement that all the filmmakers, actors have, and the adrenaline that's rushing through them, and to really see how they felt and to really hear them and hear them, it was very beautiful. And I met incredible people. Joanna, for example, Joanna and I, we still talk to today, and we're really close friends right now. And that's something that the New York Latino Film Festival gave me. Eliana, I met some incredible filmmakers out there that we still get in contact with. We've collaborated already. So it has worked out, like, for me as an actor and as a host.
Nice. You just doing all the little promo bits and shit.
Yeah.
When you were doing the interviews, was there a moment that you got caught off guard by any of the people that were visiting or any of the actors? Or did you know what homework to do, or what was your homework?
It was so hard because the homework was just basically getting to know which films were going to be there that day, but sometimes we didn't even know if all the actors were going to be there, for example, if all the directors or the directors were going to be there. And it was sometimes like, okay, like we don't know what to expect, but we know what the film is about. Like for me, I remember the opening night, we had the Roberto Clemente movie, and I never expected to interview his son, which for me caught me by surprise. And I was like, oh, shit, this is real. Like I'm not interviewing anybody. I'm interviewing the son of no other than Roberto Clemente, you know? It was a big deal for me. And, and getting to see people there that was just there just to support, because I saw some other actors, some names in there that were just there hanging out, And I remember, I forgot his name. He's in Lord of the Rings, the Puerto Rican. I forgot his name right now.
Puerto Rican and Lord of the Rings.
Puerto Rican Lord of the Rings. Yeah, in the TV show. He's in the TV show that Amazon is doing. But for example, I remember seeing him there and I recognized him. And he was there supporting other people, but I was like, hey, can I still interview you? And it still happened. And I got to interview him. And I was like, this is crazy. Things that happen. But again, you just have to be ready for anything. Sometimes we had to like step in and just do it at the moment. So we had to be prepared for anything. Yeah.
That seems like a pretty, common reoccurrence. Yeah, like everybody's just like, bueno. He's just gonna throw him in there and figure it out.
Yeah, I would say for me, Bianca Marroquin, she was like one of the, I think, first Latinas to play on the Broadway musical Chicago.
Oh, sweet.
And she's had an incredible career. She's gone on to host things, be judged like for dancing shows and, Univision and Telemundo and all these Spanish shows that I would watch. And as a former dancer myself, like, and just musical theater person, like, she was one of the first people that I got to interview on day one of like the official opening of the film festival. And so to me, that was a little bit of like a culture shock, and to kiki with her and to make jokes and laugh and just kind of like authentically like speak with her about her experience being Latina in the industry. That was something that forever stuck with me. And I was just like, ooh, okay, wait, if she was my first interview, like we can totally do this for the rest of the week.
Sweet. Oh, that was like your first jump off?
That was like one of my first people that I interviewed on opening night. The day before we got to do like a little bit of trial at one of like their panel discussions, but she was definitely like my first like celebrity Latina for the film festival.
Oh shit, man. That's a nice way to fucking get into it, because, when I feel like if you're in that moment of waiting and you kind of get like nervous even more so, and then like when you get hit with somebody, but like if it happens off the rip, you're like, oh no, that's it.
Yeah, I'm like, from here it can only go up, and definitely had stories to tell my mom. I took pictures with her and I was like, oh my God, look who we got to speak to. So it was exciting. Something that I feel like I love too about that experience was the fashion part, for sure. I think also being a queer Latino myself, like, I don't know, in many spaces that I feel like I came across before, I was always like, trying to adapt, always bringing a little bit of myself, but always adapting. And I remember, I think it was like the day before we officially started, I had some of my outfits already picked out, very out there, very me. And I was like, okay, this is the way I'm just going to be myself and show it. But I got a moment of like just kind of questioning whether this is also a new crowd. Are they going to accept it? Am I going to be like judged a little? Obviously, because we're in a room Latinos, everyone's gonna have an opinion. As all are welcome, and you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
So.
No, I do. It's
it'd be like, se puso esa bota, se puso ese polo, really? Like
motherfuckers be out here like those critics and shit.
Yes. So I was like, I don't want to be on no one's worst stress list. But I remember having like a really cool conversation with Eliana, my co-host, and it was just about us knowing that, we got picked for a reason, and we were both bringing something different to that film festival at that time. And it was kind of like, this is the chance to be as authentic as, ourselves. And so that was the moment where I was like, you know what? Yes, I am going to wear the botas. I am going to wear the blingy and sparkly suit one day. And so, yeah, the fashion was really, really important for me. And yeah, a statement.
You walk into these rooms and everybody is so fashion forward, and it can be intimidating really fast.
You tell me about it. I mean, like, I remember getting there and I was like, am I over? Am I under? Am I, and these people were wearing the thing, in Puerto Rico, we say tirándose la tela, you know, tirándose la tela. It was like that. And I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, and I remember, because after that we did the Puerto Rican edition that I got to go to. And I learned from and I got to go with the New York Latino Film Festival to Puerto Rico. And I learned from New York of the fashion part. So what I did for Puerto Rico, for example, was I found a Puerto Rican designer in the island, and he lent me a lot of clothes, and I used his clothes.
What was the designer's name?
Sanel Rivera.
Vamos a darle un shout out a Sanel.
Sanel, shout out. Yes, he gave me amazing outfits, man. And I was like, it was one of those moments where I was like, oh, wait, I need to look good. Especially I'm in the island, I'm back here. People know me here. I really got to do it. I really have to look presentable when I'm asking questions, but I had the time of my life there, and I think I look really good.
You killed it, brother. You killed it. No worries.
Year 2 was flawless, man. Excuse me. Yeah, year 2 now is pandemic, right? Where everybody's working out what's gonna happen, how they're gonna get the show on. They figure everything out. We're up and running. We got masks on, but we're good, brother. This year 2 now, I said to myself, all right, Ron, that suit you had on was crazy. Ain't nobody told you, but you looking nuts, my boy. So you need to step up your A game. You're a little flyer this year. You got a little crazy. You're more comfortable now. You know what I'm saying? Calypso's not a ghost now. He's a person. We alive. We're here. So I said, I bet, man. So you know what, brother? This is what I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the first time I tell this story. Nobody knows this, man. I'm stressing for outfits, right? I'm a broke college student still, bro. I don't got no money, right? My mom, forget about it. So I'm thinking. I said, yo, what am I gonna wear this? How am I gonna get clothes? Bro, I end up, Lord have mercy. My mom tells this situation to her brother, my uncle. And my uncle, he sells a car.
Get the fuck out of here.
No. He sells a CRV. This has nothing to do with me.
Oh, I'm about to say. I'm like, the nigga sold the whole fucking vehicle just to get you fitted? That would be fucking crazy.
That would have been nuts.
That story would have just even the thought of it, I'm like, mind fucking blown, nigga. Like, that shit is insane.
No, bro. Hey, listen. Shout out to my uncle, bro.
Yeah.
He sells it.
What's your uncle's name?
Dominican self. Branley.
Vamos a darle un tiro a Branley, bro.
Gomez, man. Hey, bro, first of all, he sells this CRV. I think it's like an 0304 silver shit. Has got some money from it. And my mom is telling him a story. He goes, yo, tell Ryan to call me. Okay, so. Ese un tío, mira, me dice Clary que te necesitas ropa para el festival. Y dice, sí, mira, no tengo nada, no sé qué hacer, todo cuesta demasiado, estoy estresado. He says, yo, go to the store and just let me know how much it is. I said, fuck, you sure you know how much? Yeah, just go. Brother, I go to Macy's. First thing I think about is Macy's. I say, yo, why can't I get some just suits, anything, just Macy's. I go to Macy's, bro. Macy's, it was like a sign, bro. I'm maneuvering through Macy's, right? And I get to the Calvin Klein section. So I see the Calvin Klein section. And I said, man, what the fuck am I doing looking at this shit? It's gonna be mad money. Like, I can't, whatever, right? And I see a sale rack. Brother, I see these suits, these 4 jackets, right? Different colors. I think one was all black. One was white and black. One was black with like a red type of pattern on it. It was fire. And then the last one was like a blue, like a suede black and blue. All 4 of them shits were on sale. They were originally like in the 600s. The sale was like $180. Called my uncle, bro. Took all them shits, asked for my size, got them all. Went to the next session, got pants, shoes. My uncle's Zelle. Was it Zelle at the time or cash? Something. He got me the money. He gave me like $1,000, bro. And I bought all the fucking suits for the whole week, bro. All of them. Next thing I know, bro.
Fucking shout out to Uncle Bradley.
Right. And he always told me, he said, listen, don't pay me back. I don't want you to pay me back. This is for you. This is a gift. Like, go do your thing. I said, yo, bro. all right, bro. Like, all right, man. Like, this is gonna be a good year. I said to myself, I gotta tell Mario I need some fire flicks because I gotta go crazy this year. Nah, man. But 2019 was serious, bro. That was, 2020 was serious. Incredible year. Charm City Kings, Meek Mill, the Meek Mill film with the bikes, bro. That premiere was ludicrous, bro. We had the whole bike shows come out, the wheelies, all his homeboys from Philly. Like, Charm City Kings premiere was insane. That carpet, that night we did it in the Bronx in a big lot. The whole thing shut down, bro. Everybody watched the film from their cars, which was fire. We had the drones fly. Brother, 2020 was a movie. I don't even know how. Shout out to Calypso and the team, brother, because 2020 was a movie with mass.
Oh, yes. So I have a funny story about my experience in the festival. So, I met a lot of actors, directors, producers in it. And there was this one director, I'm not going to say the name. I will never forget
Every time it starts
this.
like that, it's...
I'm not going to say the name. No voy a ser chismosa. Pero, I'll never forget this because let me tell you something. This person, we were all like in a group conversating, and I will never forget. This person told me that I'm the jack of all trades and master of none. That's what I'm trying to do. I said, oh, okay, because everything I'll be like, yeah, but what about this? If I introduce this, or if I do a movie like this, oh, he was like, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. And I'm like, but how do you know that? Like, how do you know that? Oh, because I know. And he's like, just stick to one thing. You're trying to be the master of one. You're going to be the jack of all trades. You're going to be the master of none. And I will never forget that. When that motherfucker said that, I was in my head like, you don't know me. You don't fucking know me. And I say that to say this. Never let nobody make you feel like you're doing too much. Because that's the thing. Now, yes, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. But here's the truth.
It's like
and
back-to-back jumps.
Here's the thing. And here's what COVID actually showed everybody. One skill is not enough. Because if they take that away from you, what do you have? We're very multi-talented beings. We're very talented in many ways that maybe you've never even tapped into. So my thing is tap into all those gifts. And when one is over, then keep going to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. But have all these skills so that at any point you can adapt to any environment, anything that's going on in the world. You're not sitting there saying, oh my God, all I know is this. Like, there were so many actors I remember during COVID that were like, I don't know what else to do because like there's no work, or if I do work, I have to do, whatever they were mandating and all these things. And I was sitting here like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm not sitting here letting nobody stop me. I'm gonna now navigate to a different way now of what I was trying to do. So when I came out here, I started off as an actress. I knew I wanted to write. I knew I wanted to produce and direct and do all that. And when that person said that, I was a little at first discouraged, like, damn, am I doing too much? But when I came here and I put my foot on the gas, because I didn't have no family, just me and my husband. I left everything I have in New York. I grew up there. I was born and raised there. And when I came here, I said, I'm going to show these motherfuckers that I don't play, that this New York hustle is not to be messed with. I didn't come out here a starving artist. I was working a 9-to-5 in New York, trying to do gigs, not being able to book gigs. I got to take off of work. I got to get PTO, all this other nonsense. I said, yo, when I come to Cali, I ain't doing that. I ain't working for nobody. I'm going to build my own business, and I'm going to go to any audition I want to. I'm going to be on every set that I want to be on, and I did that. I did my acting. At one point, I had a spiritual awakening. That's a whole nother episode, and I didn't want to act no more. But I felt like I accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish in that space. And it's like, some people, when they let go of stuff, it's like, damn, am I quitting? No. You've already used that gift to the extent of what you wanted to use it for. Now transmute that to something else. Now grow with that. Now, as a director, as a producer, as a writer, it's so different because I come from that acting world. I understand actors. When I'm writing, I'm thinking of them. When I'm directing, I'm talking to them as the actor as well, because I understand what it takes to get to these levels in all these different roles. But that right there put a fire in my ass when I moved to California. Because now I am the jack of all trades and the master of all.
Yo, you got me fucking feeling like Funk Master Flex out in this motherfucker. Everything you saying is just bombs. I don't know if you hearing them or whatever the fuck. But I'm like, el diablo, por eso es bomba, knowledge, nigga, get in it.
Listen, I have learned I used to dim myself down, make myself small. No, I'm the shit, you the shit, we the shit, and I'm gonna continue to say it and be that, and I'm not gonna dim myself for nobody.
Yo, if you had any advice to extend to this year or future hosts, what advice would you share with them?
Always be professional no matter what, even if a bitch tries you. That's number one. No, but really, really make the best of the experience. There's so many resources, there's so many people that you get to meet. Outside of that one director, I met incredible actors, incredible producers that I still keep in touch with. Um, so network as much as you can, but just enjoy the experience, Um, don't take it as serious. You know what I mean? And that's just with anything in life. Just enjoy the experience. That's what we're here for, an experience, right? And that right there is a beautiful, beautiful experience because not only do you get to see our people shine light on their project that they have worked on, but just as a whole come together as one. That's a beautiful feeling because we don't see that often. And take advantage of that and embrace that and enjoy that. Because you get in these streets in Hollywood, let me tell you, it's not like that. They classify us in different ways, different things. You know what I mean? There's not that community, especially even in Hollywood in this industry. So when you have those festivals that are focused on that, that's a beautiful thing to witness, that we can grow from and learn from and do more of it, have more of it.
Have the gumption to pitch your stuff, yo. If you see somebody in there that you're like, yo, I would love it if you could join my project or something. I know that's definitely not the thing I should be saying, but I don't know, man. You got to shoot your shot. You really do. And sometimes God opens a door and he's just like, go. So I don't know. I mean, obviously try to build a friendship or, exchange info, but don't be afraid. If you don't ask, you'll never know. And, as artists, people tell us no all the time, but who knows? Maybe you might get a yes, and that could change your life.
Definitely going in with an open mind. Be hungry, be passionate. Do as much homework as you can. Really. Whether it's your first time collaborating with a festival or you've seen, remnants and bits and pieces of the festival on your own that got you interested, I would just say do your homework, right? Really be invested into the philosophy of the festival, right? Because I think having an understanding and a very solid foundation of what you're there to do, but what you're also a part of, right? Is where your natural cue for questions are going to come from. And you're going to have a very nice, just flowy cycle with everybody. Because I think the biggest fear that I had my first year was, am I going to be repeating questions or am I going to run out of questions? And I think as you understand what's happening for that year's festival and the cycle of everything and just the emotions, and then aside from the films and what's actually happening logistically, but just the emotional aspect, what that year represents, who's involved, this, that, you find a lot of ways to have very creative questions that sometimes may not be directly involved with a certain film or short that's being presented, but also just the dynamic of what's going on and how do you feel and just so many things, So definitely just do your homework and go in there as prepared as you can, just about the overall theme about the festival,
Yeah, I mean, I'd say definitely try to enjoy the moment as much as possible. I know that sounds so cliche because obviously when you're there to do a job, you're also thinking oh my God, this is gonna be for my demo reel, or this can propel me here, maybe potentially. Obviously it's a big opportunity, but I would say try to take those little moments to definitely live in the moment, make your mistakes totally okay because you're gonna have 30 more interviews after that to work on, So I would say don't be afraid to take those little risks, learn from the mistakes right there, but have fun and apply just who you are into those conversations. And I think people will appreciate that a lot more than sometimes the scripted stuff.
That's so much fun, and again, for me, it was just listening to the stories. I think that's what really fueled me. Like listening to the stories, listening to the excitement, listening to like how long it took you to create this film, and people flying from all over. And that's and seeing the community that the New York Latino Film Festival is doing that I haven't seen in other Latino film festivals. And when we talk about community, I think that's a very important thing. And we don't get the spaces as Latinos. We don't get that many spaces. And for the New York Latino Film Festival to really give the space to celebrate and be celebrated, that's something that again, it's very beautiful. Because every time I go to a festival, I'm looking for who's doing interviews, and they're not even doing that. And I'm like, this is the opportunity to really highlight what your community is doing. I think more than anything is highlighting what's happening. We're here, we're doing our work. Latinos are doing their own thing, their own content. So why not celebrate it when we have the moment?
Yeah.
I love that.
Now you're killing it, brother. It's a valid point, bro. Porque sidebar on my end, I've gone to many other festivals, y tú ves, and you're like, wow, this is half-assed as fuck. Like,
yeah, and throwing that out there, I remember even when we were in Puerto Rico, man, like some filmmakers came to me and they were like, man, I love what you guys are doing, hope you guys come back. They were like, this is what we want, what we need of a festival, the opportunities of just like showcasing who we are, and putting the community together. And I remember, because even in Puerto Rico, we did the panels, we did, events. It was not as big, obviously, as in New York, but we still tried to translate that into the island in a smaller way. But I remember people just being so happy and being so excited just to get in an interview or just to get a photo or just to get the opportunity, to even meet Calixto, And that's another thing. Calixto is a person who's that's about community, and he's always there. You always see him in there. And I remember people coming up to him and just saying, thank you for coming here and just bringing our films, and highlighting them and bringing this in an international way. So again, this is what every festival should do, and I'm so grateful that I got to be part of this.
yeah. If you had any advice to offer any of the either up and coming or future red carpet hosts for the New York Latino Film Festival, what would you share to them?
Well, you gotta do it. You gotta try it out. If you don't know you're good at it, you're never gonna know if you don't give it a try. I mean, I never thought I was gonna be on that side. I've never been a journalist. Let's start with that. I've always been an actor, but
you never acted as a journalist?
That's what I did, man. I acted as a journalist. I was like, I remember putting that into my head. Like, okay, you're an actor right now. Okay, so you are this character. You got to sell it. Fake it until you make it. Right? That's what they say, and that's what I did, man. Like I threw myself in a place where I was uncomfortable. And that's what it's all about. Going through that uncomfortability is what's going to make you thrive, and it's going to make you a better person and a better artist, because even if you don't want to do this as a full-time thing, you can still learn how it feels to be on the other side, and really, and again, you get to meet incredible creators from all around. You get to collaborate with people. You get to watch movies too, Well, I never got to see a lot of movies because I was tired after a whole day. I was like, I'm not gonna stay. But even if you're interested in that too, you can sit down and watch a movie and get to know people and listen to the stories and just do it. Thanks to that, today I'm hosting other events. I started my podcast where I interview Latinos, in the entertainment industry. It's about stories, right? And it's about that. It's about willing to throw yourself in there and the festival has been running for 25 years, and is there something that they're good at it, is giving opportunities to new people, to people who are just hungry for something new, for something different. And that's what it did to me. And a lot of the past hosts that I got to meet as well, it was the same thing for them. They were either actors, they were either journalists, they were either, looking to try something new. And now I get to see them, and a lot of them are literally hosting or doing events or journalism. It can take you anywhere. I mean, this industry, there's no rights or wrongs. Like, sometimes you will be surprised how you actually get opportunities. But this is an opportunity that's one in a million. And again, and I love that the focus of the festival is giving, a new opportunity every year to someone new, someone different. And I'm grateful to be part of that. And again, if you want to try this, go ahead, do it. Don't think about it. And again, go have fun. Be yourself. That's what it's all about. Be in the moment, because you're never gonna know what's gonna be thrown at you. You'll maybe get to interview J-Lo or whoever, but things like that happen, and I know. So you have to be ready for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, NYLIF fam? It's your girl Eliana Reyes. I was the host for NYLIF 2022. How did I first get connected with NYLIF? So I literally just found I got in because of the post. They were looking for hosts. They made a post. I submitted, and next thing I know, I got the gig. And I got paired up with Jonathan Calixto. What's up, boo? It was an amazing time. My most memorable moment, honestly, I just feel like that year was so powerful. It was so dope. There were so many beautiful lineups. But the most exciting part was when we found out that we were going to be working with HBO Palante. And I got to moderate a conversation for the opening night feature film. Another big one was that we were celebrating, I think it was the 40th anniversary of La Bamba. So we got to meet the cast. Honestly, the whole experience was memorable. Me and Jonathan, we coordinated our outfits. We had a whole fashion show on FaceTime. We were not playing when it came to the fashion for the red carpet. The one thing that it did do for me is that it solidified for me personally that I was gonna make a film. So I had been thinking about this idea of telling a really personal story. And I think seeing all the filmmakers there, seeing all the filmmakers celebrated the year that I hosted, really inspired me to tell my stories. So 2 years later, I was able to premiere my feature film, Vida Nueva, at New York Latino Film Festival in 2024. There's so many things that came from that experience that go way beyond like monetary opportunities or accolades, but just the community, the people that you meet, the inspiration that you get, and that igniting of like, we're here to tell our stories and we should, because there's a space where you can be seen and you can be heard. That was probably the biggest opportunity that came out of it.
Yo, it's your girl Rachel La Loca. What's up? I just want to send a big hug and congratulations to Calixto and everyone at the New York Latino Film Festival on 25 years of magic. 25 años. That's a lot of cinematic candles to put on this cake, but you deserve every single one of them. 25 years of excitement and energy and this vibe that it brings to New York City and all of the filmmakers and creators that take part. It's really something that you have to experience in your life. Being a part of NYLIF has helped me grow tremendously through the years. I have been gifted and blessed with so many different kinds of opportunities through NYLIF. If I had to put a timeline together, it goes a little something like this. In 2009 and 2010, I served as a red carpet correspondent for the New York Latino Film Festival, interviewing so many amazingly incredible, talented people that walked those carpets, from Vin Diesel to Michelle Rodriguez to Christina Milian to Calle 13. So many amazing, talented people. And I also got to meet so many great friends, some of whom I'm still close with today. And then the following year, I voiced the commercial campaign. I served as a voiceover artist and a poster girl for NYLIF. Woo woo! And yes, I still have the poster. I took it after the festival wrapped, okay? And now it's just sitting in my apartment and I can use it to hang glide.
And then a few years later, the Latinos Out Loud podcast was invited to be part of the Futuro conference, which took place at the Google space. And as if there weren't enough gifts, bars, in 2021, a film that I was in called Superblock, shout out to Romel Rodriguez, premiered at NYLIF. And it was part of the drive-in series during the pandemic. See, that's the strength of NYLIF. It was still going, even through the pandemic, and still bringing all of this creators, everyone together, not under a roof, but outside. Yeah, we was outside in the Boogie Down Bronx, and I will never forget that evening. Just watching Superblocked on a big screen and just seeing the fruits of my labor. It feels really good. Thank you, Calixto. Thank you, everyone at NYLIF. And thank you for the amazing keychains throughout the years. Yeah, these are some pretty good lanyards that you guys got. If I had a few words of advice to offer to the red carpet correspondents of the New York Latino Film Festival, it would be to have the best time, ask all the right questions. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. Network it, okay? And stay hydrated. Lastly, and most importantly, bring a pair of chancletas, okay? Any kind of comfortable chanclas, because you're running around everywhere and the dogs will be barking. Hur, hur. Okay, take care of your feet, people. They're the only two that you get in life.